There's the recording.
Yeah.
Let's see, come on. And good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone. We are back for another exciting adventure with the explorations of Wrath. Now, as we left off, the group was heading towards a mage's tower where they were stopped by a tiefling with precariously blue hair and horns swept back, and told they were going to have to take a test, and that is where we will begin. She looks at you and goes, "Let's go to the classroom."
Well, alright then.
Lead,
Yes.
lead the way.
Yes.
And as she leads you down through a hall, so she leads you into this large open room. It's at this point where Kesh disappears off to somewhere. And the four of you are left in this room. What would you like to do?
Well,
Test.
well, I'm not sure what it's going to be, but well, Quincy. Feels nostalgic in the bad way, I think.
Oh yeah, just a bit. He
Now,
is.
Quincy,
Mm.
did you remember to study this morning?
Listen. Just because I'm absent-minded doesn't mean I don't forget to study.
My point exactly. But yes, uh, I'm curious how they're going to evaluate people.
Yeah,
Not
I'm wondering.
saying, not saying anything against anybody, but I don't know if what the others do would count as magic in their sense. They might be a bit more narrow about their definition.
Mm. That is a good point. And he starts pacing as he thinks about it.
Meanwhile,
In,
Aizen tries to prepare a
mm,
card trick by sequestering a card in his sleeve.
oh, I, I don't think that's what they meant, but I meant to ask the type of magic you use for that devil you do seems slightly familiar, a bit similar to what I've been trying to do. Where did you learn that? I never asked.
Honestly, I've been able to do it since I don't know. I honestly don't know where I picked it up.
So, more of a sorcerer, a bloodlines thing? What
I,
sort of bloodline gives you that power?
I, to my knowledge, I'm just human, so I don't know.
Huh. Still curious if you ever figure out more or want to figure out more about it. I'd be very interested.
Don't sell yourself short. Humans can achieve amazing things, and they can do it without the help of magic.
True, then again, humans can wield magic just as well as most others.
And it's just as deadly.
Well,
Well, So
Kind of over her shoulder, Birdsong will, as she's looking up around at the building, in the voice of her old teacher, say, "One does not need buildings, money, power, or status to practice the path. Enlightenment is where you are, and that is the place to trade."
If only it were like that, I'm afraid. My, well, Quincy, my practice costs quite a bit of money.
As you talk back and forth, some time goes by. You're not exactly sure. There's no clocks in this room. But after about what you can only guess is 20 minutes to a half hour, you can all hear footsteps coming down the hall. They're light, but you can tell you can tell is they're very light.
from which way?
From up north.
Red alert, combat stations.
Oop.
And as you run over there,
All hands make a
the door opens, and a older elf with white hair walks in. She looks at you and goes, "Are you trying to attack me as I walk through the door of my classroom?"
Actually, I was gonna summon something to behind as the door opens so that I have a means to escape if there's something wrong. But yeah,
Why would you want to
I-
escape from your test?
Birdsong kind of shakes her head and gives the elf a bow.
Serene gives a polite nod as a greeting before sidling up.
Four of you. I thought I was told there was five.
Huh?
There were he ran off. He does that sometimes. I think we haven't been around him too long.
Real slippery character.
Yeah. Bit fishy, that guy.
Birdsong kind of looks sideways at both of you like, really? I can only copy words, and these are the words you're giving me to copy? Great. Kesh comes back. "Hey, Birdsong, what did everyone say about me while I was gone?" "Real slippery guy. Kind of fishy, that one."
She looks in around and goes, "What are all your names?"
Quincy Q Quartermain.
Serene reflections. It's a pleasure.
eyes and mist. Nice to meet you.
Oh. Kind of going into more of a formal stance. "Give the full name," which begins with the sound of a river flowing through a mountain brook and the sounds of birds in the trees, ending with Birdsong.
She looks around. "It is nice to meet you all. I am instructor Venrova, and I will be the one performing your test today. Now,
Excellent.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
first thing I must ask is, who is going first?"
Well, I would be open to it if we would know a bit more about what it entailed. We weren't told much.
This is a three-part test. The first part is you show me what your strongest spell is that you can cast.
Ah,
The second spell is. The second test is I will give you a spell to concentrate for the full duration while plinging you with other magics to see how well your concentration holds up. And the third test is a magical theories written test.
ah,
And
great.
if we
That's
fail,
always
like, if we possibly, like, I don't know, fail a couple of these steps, is there anything wrong with that?
No, there is nothing wrong. The only thing that will happen is you will just be barred from entering any of the higher levels of the tower.
Now, excuse me, but then the nice lady previously, River was her name. She said that this test would take some days. Will the test portions be mostly on the same day?
The first and the second part will take place will take place today. The written test will take place tomorrow.
Oh, thank you. Well, Quincy, unless you want to start?
If you want to go, be my guest.
Well, all right.
If everyone else could please move to the back wall.
Kind of moving over here to the door and sitting down on her haunches and resting very comfortably in a seated crouch.
Okay. Mr. Reflections, please show me your best spell you can cast.
That's all right. Any specific target you would like?
As you say that, she kind of waves her hand and what looks like from out of nowhere a training dummy pops up from below the floor. Please, target this.
I'm happy to. Just a single spell or spell combinations permissible?
Single spell. This is
All
to
right,
gauge what level your magic is currently at.
Single spell, single target. Let's go with something simple, shall we? And extending his wand. Basically, you know the spiel. Basically, in a Wingardium Leviosa motion, flicking out his wand towards the training dummy, making it rise directly towards the ceiling, pinning it against it.
Good. Good. Now is levitate a concentration spell?
It is. Would you allow me one quick minute, though? There's something that I didn't do out of courtesy that I usually do beforehand before my concentration is tested. Or before I go into a difficult situation. Would that be permissible?
If you're looking at casting, say, a mage armor or something onto you, do not worry. And please, do not bring up shields or anything. This is to test to see how well you can hold your concentration.
More of a small magics that I developed myself that I am starting to use before these sort of situations.
And what would that be?
Oh, just something to help myself keep concentrating a bit better. prevent the mind from slipping in unfortunate circumstances.
Unfortunately, this is without any outside help. And then you can all see as 3 bolts of magical energy dart straight at you and smack into you as she casts
All right.
magic missile. So please
All
give me
right.
3 CR10 concentration checks.
Sure thing. The one thing I'm worst at. Literally. Well, strength. But first one is a fail, but I can re-roll that once. As the missile streaks towards me, and the thing I was going to cast was Fortune's Favor for an additional one.
Yep, I know.
I wanted to do that previously, but I forgot to say that. For that's a 20 for the reroll.
Okay.
For the second one, it's a 15 and an 18.
Okay.
All
Awesome.
that's visible is typical finger twitch as the first thing hits. Basically, just looking like a bit of a pain reaction, but a small blue shimmer does extend over part of his body, creeping up along his arms and towards the back of his neck.
Good. That is 1 round.
Ah,
Do not worry. I will
Alright.
heal you after it is said and done.
much appreciated.
And as she finishes, she fires 3 more shots out that hit
All
you.
right. Well then, first check, that's a 19. Second check, that's a 15. Third check, that's a 6, but I can re-roll that this round again. Again, the finger twitch, the small bit of blue energy creeping at the from the back of his arm up towards his neck. And that's a natural 20 for a 21.
Nice.
Nice.
Man, it's pure luck that I'm surviving.
She looks at you and goes, "Good.
Calm down, Faust.
You seem to be holding up fairly well, especially against
Thank you.
this. But
Thank you.
the real question is, can you stand up against something stronger?"
Oh, Meta Talk, that depends. How much damage have I taken so far?
6.
Okay.
3
Well,
magic missiles.
Well,
I don't
I
want
haven't-
I don't want to bull rush or anything, but are we allowed to do anything in terms of this?
No.
Is
If
there
you
anything physically stopping us?
Quincy's Quincy's hand on your shoulder is what's stopping you.
Okay, then Quincy, you are feeling me like lean forward and pulling because I really want to go heal.
yeah. It's. I haven't tested myself to quite that extent or been tested, so only one way to find out. He's still standing there after the wand motion to initiate the spell with just the arm outstretched upwards to basically focus his energy in holding it up. And the most exertion you can actually see is from having to hold the arm up, just physical exertion.
Yes. Quincy, I need you to make me a DC 17 dex save.
Oh boy. One
No,
second.
I'm sorry, not Quincy, Serene.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Fucking
ready for this
sand.
next.
I love those. That's
Okay.
a 14. Wait, do I have anything else? Nah, I used my. Alright, that's a failure.
Okay. And you can all
You
you all
speak
see
focus.
this. Quincy, you can see her. She breathes in, and then just a cone of fire comes out as she uses dragon's breath on you. Go ahead and give me another concentration save.
Oh shit.
Alright.
DC is still 10.
11.
And with that,
All right.
with that, you may drop the spell. You have passed.
Thank you. Thank
Anything
you.
else I do would run the risk of killing you.
Yeah. But thank you.
She kind of
All right.
walks over to you, reaches out her hand, and she places it on your shoulder. You feel as all your wounds disappear.
Uh, that's good. Thank you.
Yes.
Around
Eisen's sitting back there. Eisen's sitting back there like, oh, we didn't give Birdsong a chance to show what she could do.
But thank you, Birdsong. It's appreciated.
I'm kind of like grabbing and pulling you just ever so slightly to check wounds. And I'm glaring daggers at this woman.
Easy there.
Yeah.
Do not fret, young one. We take care of our own here.
Summon the echo over by Serene and have it reach out for a high five.
Goes right through it, I presume.
Yep.
Okay. Please,
Her
return
tongue's
to the wall,
angrily chittering.
and the next person, please, step forward.
I
Quincy
need a
looks towards
break.
you and says, "Well, shall I?"
You'll do fine. Don't worry about it. You stand up to things a bit better.
No.
Yes. Now, if the rest of you would please head back to the wall.
Quincy. I just like kind of want to hold your upper arm and just look at you. Quincy.
Birdsong.
I look really worried.
It's all right.
It'll be okay. I'm made of a little bit tougher stuff than most.
Serene sidles up. Birdsong. It's all right. It's granted a bit of quick pain, but nothing too dangerous.
I'm gonna pat Quincy on the shoulder, glare some more.
You must be
Just
standing on your tippy toes.
Come on, Birdsong. You know I wouldn't allow
glare,
it.
glare, glare.
I wouldn't before this if there was an actual risk to him, so don't worry. And
I was about to pick you up.
He sort of pulls you back with him just by the shoulder.
While I sit back here, I'm gonna go over and just make sure you're okay. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Birdsong, you are precious.
Your magical tests are bullshit.
Your magical tests, whack. Con saves.
My enlightenment is tight as fuck.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Good. And she kind of waves her hand, and the training dummy that had fallen over kind of straightens itself back up and looks ready for another round.
All right, let's see. He takes in a deep breath, and we are going to go with. This is technically the stronger one, but it is a bonus action, but that's okay. I'll do it anyway. He's gonna hold out one hand, and his shadow kind of shrinks a little bit as tendrils weave up towards his hand and form a blade. And he dives surprisingly gracefully for a wizard, for a 7-foot tall, gangly wizard, and smacks at the target.
The target's here.
Oh, my bad. I didn't see it. I'm colorblind, okay?
A wizard who forgot his glasses.
but
As
no,
you,
he's
Gracefully, I
expected to
charge in the incorrect direction.
as you slash out, you see that, yes, your blade hits, though it doesn't seem to do any damage because the thing
Yeah.
has no mind.
Yeah.
She looks and goes, "That is a nifty spell. It's always a good one to have. Now, are you ready for the second part?"
Ready as I'll ever be.
And she kind of looks at you, and you see her stretch her hands a bit.
I
Then-
don't have a concentration up.
You have one.
Shadowblade is
Shadow
concentration.
is concentration.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I did not know that Shadowblade was
Yes,
concentration. Okay,
Shadow Blade
perfect.
is a concentration spell. And three magic missile bolts hit you for 1 damage each. So
Ouch,
give me
ouch,
3
ouch.
concentration saving throws, please.
Alrighty. Let's see.
While I'm still going over Serene's wounds, like every time I hear the impact, I'm just
Oh,
like,
fucking that one.
It's the
I want to
first,
say
Alright.
one of those knocked his glasses off, and that's what did it.
as the first round hits you, and you kind of take it and not expecting it, kind of not facing her. The first one hits you right in the side, jostles you enough that you kind of forget what you were doing, and as you look down, your Shadow Blade is no more. She looks at you and tisk tisk. I would have hoped better of one of the from one of the beast race.
Gnolls aren't really known for magic. He kind of just says disappointingly as he looks at his hand.
To be fair, Serene will pipe up, having flinched quite a bit seeing that hit him, or hit Quincy. To be fair, he's normally better at this. He just seems to get a bit nervous when it comes to tests.
Yeah, even with my feet, that wouldn't have done much because it's only an
That's
extra
4.
4.
Yeah, with your feature.
Yes. She looks and goes. She walks up. She places a hand on your arm, and you can feel the damage that she did to you kind of fade away. That is okay. We can teach you better control, even when not facing when not facing an opponent. Now,
That's comforting.
who is next?
Well, I guess me. As Eisen steps up.
Are you alright?
I'm fine. Just a little jostled.
Sorry to see that. Normally, you do hold better up better than me.
Well, today was not a good day.
Where are you? Where are you running?
Hmm?
Birdsong.
I'm going to Quincy right here.
Okay.
Checking wounds.
Okay.
I'm kneeling down in front of Quincy and just kind of double checking that nothing is too wounded.
Mr. Mist. Now, please show me your strongest magic.
Well, I don't know if you'll consider it magic, but I can do this as I summon the echo behind the training dummy and attack from its location with the whip.
Do you not have any spells? That is a nice gift, but that is not the magic we look for.
No, then no kind of spells.
Well, let us see if there's anything that any spells that maybe you can. She'll kind of she'll pull out a few scrolls and start to look through them. No. No. Eventually she stops and she goes, "Ah, here." And she reaches she holds out her hand and hands you a scroll.
Okay, I take it and unfurl it. What is it written in?
It is written in common.
Okay, I was gonna say.
And it is a scroll of Witch Bolt.
All right, and I will back up. And well, here goes nothing. And as I try to cast it on the training dummy,
Alright, give me an Arcana check. With even though you thought reading this and actually being able to do it would be hard, surprisingly enough, it is very easy for you to read. And as you do, you can see this bolt just etch out from you and latch onto the dummy. She looks at you and goes, "Good. You may actually be able to, we may be able to teach you yet." And then, give me 3 DC 10 Constitution saves as she fires 3 magic missiles at you. You-
14, 16, and 13.
You pass all 3. You do take 3 damage. She looks at you and goes, "For one who does not know how to use magic on their own, can still seem to hold their own." She looks at you and she casts again. She fires 3 magic missiles at you, dealing 1 damage each. Give me 3 more Constitution saving throws.
20, 22, and then 8.
As the sixth bolt of magic hits you, even though you've got you're strong in your resolve, this last one seems to catch you just barely on the hand. Catches you on the hand and you kind of jerk, and as you look up, the line between you and the training dummy is gone. She walks up again. She reaches over and puts her hand on your shoulder, and you can feel the damage that she's inflicted disappear. She looks and goes, "Good, good. You did well for one who cannot cast magic on their own."
Appreciate it.
"Thank you. Now, please remove your
Oh,
friend."
Serene will actually interrupt. Eisen, show her the actually impressive trick. A thing you did before on
Oh.
the ship.
What?
You know, the moving.
Oh, I switched places with the Echo.
She looks and goes, "Interesting. There may be hope for you yet. Now, please, to the wall."
Through this entire process, Birdsong's feathers on the back of her neck have been slowly crawling up and poofing out. Once I just want to say right now, everyone, I apologize for what I am about to do.
Oh boy.
I really apologize for what I'm about to do.
Oh boy.
Birdsong is going to undo the small rope uh, neck line that keeps her hat on, and kind of hands it over to Quincy. Um, pats his leg and then pats Serene, and she's going to come. She's going to walk her way this way and sit down in a full meditative pose right in front of the elf instructor and glare.
She looks at you. Please, demonstrate the magic you have.
Kind of clicking her beak a little bit. No.
Birdsong. That's the entire point of this.
Those who lead by following. Those who lead who use weapons to enforce their will do not follow the path. Using force always leads to unforeseen trouble.
Kind of looks over at Serene and just shrugs, like, what do we do?
I really don't know. But to be fair, nothing bad will come of it. I think she seems content without their acknowledgement, or she'll be fine, and she'll be fine without their resources.
She stares at you for a minute. Thinking.
So you hurt my friends.
And looks. Again, she looks at you and goes, please, demonstrate the magic that you share.
Those with wisdom know without performing. Those who are fools perform without knowing.
She stares at you and looks and goes, please. I do not wish to have to send a message to Grandmaster Zydo.
Full disclosure, I think he'd be proud of me. I think he'd be proud of me. With mention of Grandmaster, I guess I'll glance back over my shoulder at, shoulders, because you are on either side of me, kind of looking for what you guys want to have happen here.
Serene's unsure, so he just smiles encouragingly because he personally would have either told them that no, I'm not interested in this in general, they stuck me here. This is metaphor, by the way.
Yeah.
Or, just whatever Birdsong can think up. He doesn't know Birdsong's full capabilities.
And Oz is not the kind of person to force his way on someone else, so he's definitely not gonna force you to do something you don't want to do. Obviously, don't want to do. So, just nod at you when you look for confirmation that you're able to do what you want.
Quincy, thoughts?
No thoughts, head empty.
No thoughts out of. Okay, I got you. Rising smoothly to her feet in a practiced motion, she kind of reaches behind herself and slowly pulls a small dagger that's been at her belt and undoes the hand wrap around her left hand till the strap is completely undone all the way down the mid arm. She kind of loops it around her neck just a little bit and puts her outreached palm towards the elf to show unharmed, and then slices across the palm. Shows blood,
Ooh.
and then goes into a meditative pose. Open hand that's cut over the but that, excuse me, both open palms kind of close together at the chest and begins to meditate. I don't know how you want to flavor Hands of Healing, if there is a visual component to that, but if there is a visual component, it happens between the two hands and then demonstrates an unharmed palm.
A soft white light.
So I don't know exactly how you want to run it, but come on, roll in game. Oh, hey, same damage both times. And then can I? Hand of Harm and Hand of Healing are the same dice, but so I'm not completely healed, but I am less wounded than prior.
One of the way of healing. That is good.
I'm completely ignoring her, and I'm going to turn to Eisen, bring both of my hands from my waist up to my chest as I breathe in, and then breathe out slowly as I push my hands back towards my belly button. I'm going to kind of indicate Eisen and then take an archer's stance and point at my own chest and return to my stance.
Give a curious look and grab my bow. Just cautiously.
She looks up and she sees.
Smile and nod. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
You do not need to do that, my friend. I have a scroll for you to read to test that.
Silence is necessary for understanding. And I indicate Eisen again and
Okay.
on my chest.
And Eisen then notices. I'm like, all right, and goes ahead and fires off an arrow towards Birdsong.
Crit.
Shut it, Faust.
Huh.
A 17 will actually not hit me, but am I still allowed to deflect missiles?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to deflect missiles. I don't know, because it technically doesn't hit. It does 0 damage, so I roll 1d10 plus 9 and reduce the damage past 0. Do I catch it?
Yes.
Okay. Now I get to be a douchebag.
Oh.
I want to put the arrow right between her feet. I want to, moving from the meditative stance where my hands are about mid-stomach level, to swirl and grab the arrow from mid-air, continue to spin a full set, and put the arrow right between her feet.
Basically manipulate it to where it changes course to between her feet.
Yeah.
You throw it down in between her feet. She just looks down, looks up, and goes, "Good."
So that costs 2 key points. One for the Hand of Healing and 1 for being a douchebag.
Good. Seems like Oh, it seems like Master Zeta has gotten weak in his old age. If he's teaching mercy to people.
Right hand, the one still with the hand wraps on it, kind of. I am not far enough along on my journey to enlightenment to not do this. Kind of comes up to mid chest level and clenches into a fist. Begins to, I don't know if you want visual representations of, but hand of harm starts to glow.
Okay. Good.
But I guess
think
I'm
it
going
best
to
not to
move
insult
back
people.
and try to smile at Eisen. I don't know what my facial expressions are doing at the moment, but I'm going to try to smile at Eisen and give him a small little bow, and then I'm going to go sit down.
Pat her on the head, just like
I am
you
so
did.
sorry, everyone.
You did good.
It
But,
was.
No,
It's
there is
okay.
no reason to be
Yeah.
sorry.
he insulted your master. It's understandable.
She looks at you, Birdsong, and goes, so it is true that Zito has gotten weak in his old age. I remember fighting side by side as he led a conquest after conquest across the lands.
In his voice, in the intemperance of my youth, I made many mistakes.
Many mistakes were not what they are called. He brought a lot of people together with his conquest. But, for that, I leave it up to you to decide. Though last I spoke, he never mentioned a pupil like you. He mentioned one that, now that I see you, he said looked like you at one point, but failed to live up to his expectations, and he's sent away. But you seem to have training. Now, if you'll follow me, I will show you to your rooms for the night. Dinner is served at 7. The doors to the front close at 9. Your test will be at 9 in the morning.
Very well. Excuse me, but could you tell us where we might be able to in town best find magic items or the reagents necessary to create some for yourself?
You may find them right outside the tower in some of the shops.
So no specific recommendations.
It depends on what you're looking for. Weapons? If you have the coin, you can find them. Items for research? Head right outside. There's several shops that sell.
Well, alright. Thank you.
And she will lead you back here to a set of 4 rooms.
Eisen will have the echo following closely behind her, but he personally stayed back close by Birdsong, just making sure everything's all right.
Oh, everyone's
Oh,
gone.
I'm going. I'm doing my nervous walk thing because I do that.
And she will show you these 4 rooms here on the top. Those are your rooms for the night.
Thank you.
Whoop. Whoops.
They're
these
a
are
little
not.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
that big.
Let me just hit control. Oh, that didn't work. Is it alt?
Yes, it's a hold wall.
Yep.
And with that, she looks, writes a few more
Oh, did you
things
want
down
that
on
one?
her clipboard and walks out and walks down the stairs. And walks up the stairs to another
Alright.
floor.
Serene, you're in the wrong room.
The top 4 ones, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a little small. The map didn't come out as big as I thought it was going to.
It's all good.
No, you don't get the ultra deluxe bedroom for students.
To be honest, these don't look like student rooms. They look more like solitary isolation prison cells in size.
Oh my god, they do.
Hey, Birdsong grew up with a lot less. You better be grateful.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna say I'm angry. I mean, Birdsong is angry. Yes, I, the player, am furious.
Why?
I'm enjoying playing the character, and I'm sitting here like, oh, she hurt my friends, and then badmouthed my instructor, and then called me worthless, and I really don't like her.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Quincy sits.
I am angry.
Sits. Yeah. Serene sits on the bed for a short while, just testing it out before getting back up and knocking on Quincy's and the other people's rooms.
Mm.
Quincy, Birdsong Eisen, did we want to head out to town for a short while? Perhaps get a thing or two, or you think
No,
we
I
might
don't
want
see
to
why
wait
not.
for?
Absolutely, I'd love to find something that might be more able to hit magical creatures.
Yes. Listen, Quincy, I had a few ideas for things we might want to make. I think it might be cheaper for us
Mm.
to make them ourselves. Just, well, we won't have to pay them a cut unless we find something good.
Do
Plus,
tell.
well, a few things. Something to. We keep doing this routine of one of us casting mage armor on the other. Well, others. I think with a bigger, especially with a bigger group, it might be something best left to an item. Just because it's a simple spell. I've seen other wizards running around with them. And well, if we had that, it would be comfortable and we could cast it on the others.
And this item is.
Oh, just that spell and the staff. I'm talking about the Staff of Defense meta talk,
mm-hmm.
which might be good for either of us.
Oh yeah,
'Cause, well,
absolutely.
yeah.
I would
So,
go so far as to be a little greedy and say that it would be a Quincy thing, just because Warcaster.
it would be more of a Quincy thing because you've been casting mage armor,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be Metatalk expending first level spell slots anyways for Gift of Alacrity, so it works good on either one of us. The other thing, that would be good for either of us, and we can either pitch in together to get it now if it's too expensive for either one of us. But the
Yeah.
other thing is, I don't know if it's possible, but in the long run, I think it might be even more beneficial for us to try to replicate the bit more enhanced nature of my spellbook on yours, on your ledger. It's
Absolutely agreed.
Yes, it
but I
is. Right now, it is about 4 o'clock, so you have about 5 hours before the gates close for the night.
mm, knocking on Birdsong's door.
Oh, my door's
Are
not
you
open.
around?
I'm trying to get my hat back from Quincy while you guys are talking. In the cramped hallway, I'm just kind of like at Quincy's shoulder,
Ah.
like
Oh,
kind of
Oh,
reaching
he'll
over the
eventually
hat.
get
And
yeah. He'll eventually get the message and kind of just plop it on her head.
sorry, didn't see you there. We're almost completely blocked out by Quincy.
bird shrug.
It's a bit narrow in here.
I want to say he was like absently clutching it to his chest, way out of her reach.
just, just clawing up at Quincy like little impotent hop.
A good swift kick in
Make
the back of the knee would
right here.
bring Quincy down to Birdsong's level.
That
Yeah.
is true.
But that would require hurting her friends.
Look, joint locks don't hurt, nor do they leave a mark on the skin.
That is true.
Oh, Quincy, another thing.
Mm.
Just for tomorrow's test. As we're walking, I presume. If we're going. Go some. I know they said no outside help, but they allowed some of my magics. And, well, there might be a few things. One spell that I suggest you might want to learn for tomorrow that I've got almost ready. Since
And
I think
that is.
the game we haven't leveled up yet, right?
No. And the way you're
It's-
going is forbidden.
Oh,
As you start to go up the stairs, a large
Yeah, I think we were
iron
going this way.
golem steps off of its pedestal and crosses its arms at you.
oh. Well,
Oh,
my bad.
you don't want to mess with one of the bobs.
Serene just
Can you
inches a
point me
bit
in the direction of the exit to the iron golem?
It points the opposite direction.
Okay,
What?
the other.
Are they worried about
stairway.
stiff competition or something?
No, this way is the over here is the exit.
Ah, alright. Then never mind. You know, this place really is confusing.
It's a mage's tower. What do you expect?
Well, yes. So, and as we're walking downstairs, Serene just goes through the rough outlines with you of enhance ability.
Ah, yes, perfect. Yeah, he'll absolutely be absorbing that.
I won't have it. I'll need some of the night to finish studying it, but I mean, I think it might be quite. This is the sort of situation where you'd want to have.
Quincy, are you in human form or
Oh, that is a good question. I don't recall whether or not I came in human form, but I want to say yes. Yeah.
You had the amulet before we did the whole traveling thing, just because we didn't know how people in this world would react, or in this realm would react.
Yeah, so he is definitely in human form.
okay? So yes, the comment about the beast races would be more significant to you.
Yeah.
And he does kind of like stop suddenly, and because that hits him like a truck. Little slow in the uptake, but does it seem weird to you that she called me a beast race?
A bit, but I'd just assume that if she's a powerful enough mage, I just assumed that via a magic item or per, well, There are actually multiple ways I can think of. There's always True Sight, which is a bit powerful, but they might just do it for screening new candidates.
My circlet isn't an illusion.
Well, yes, but True Sight sees through everything to your true form, even if you are physically altered.
That is
We
strange.
we already had that in class, you know. The other thing, the simpler thing, would be just a bit of guesswork work from your mannerisms and to simple detect magic. It
I
would show you. It would
am
show
fairly
you.
confident that my mannerisms are not null.
Well, yes, but then again, neither one of our mannerisms are precisely perfectly human. And I think the easiest way I would think of simple detect magic would show that you're being affected your whole body by a transmutation spell. And that one is a first level spell. She might just do that as a matter of routine to aid in her vision of normal things. A mage of that level could probably find a way to just have that at will, or just always cast all the time.
Yes. But as you head out, you can see there's a few shops set up. I don't have a. You know what? I'll send you back
Before
at
we
this map.
before we roll too far, if we're gonna return just a little bit, reverse a little bit, could I roll an insight check on what she was saying? Like I do love the roleplay of me getting absolutely piss drunk, angry, but can I see if
Yes.
I feel like he was lying?
Roll an insight.
And yeah, and me, the player, had forgotten about Quincy being in human form right now. Was there what sort of that would have made Serene perk up right away? I think because he's a bit worried about that sort of situation happening. Um, could I still ask what her mannerisms seemed like to Serene when she said that? Was she
She
seeming
seemed fine.
hostile, sneering?
No, she seemed like it wasn't a normal thing for her.
Hmm.
And your insight, you can tell. She wasn't hiding anything, she was telling the truth.
Hmm.
But down here is where she told you that all the stuff was.
Angry.
Angry.
All right. Just to
My
refresh my
master would
memory.
not want me to smack a bitch. But what my master doesn't know won't stop my path to enlightenment being. These hands are rated E for everyone.
Yeah. What did we say? Did you say again about the cost of crafting rare items like a staff of defense?
12 to 1500 and 20
Ah,
and 12 to 16 hours with good rules. 18
all
to
right,
24 with bad rules. Up
all right.
to 72 if you roll really bad.
Mm. So Quincy, are you still all right with us pitching in together to buy a shared one, or to
Yeah,
make a shared one?
not at all. I mean, yes, of course.
All right. Oh, and I think while we're here, you might want to pick up the ink you'll need. Copy the
Ink?
spell.
And he goes immediately through his equipment because he's fairly sure he had like 3 bottles of ink.
Well,
I have plenty of ink.
you know how much you usually need for that.
All right, I'll pick up a little bit more.
Aizen's gonna go try to find a weapon shop, a magical weapon shop.
Mhm.
As roll me an investigation.
While this is happening, Birdsong is following along, trying very hard to regain that level of calm that she, at the very least, attempts to have. But if I see a tea shop, I am breaking off immediately.
Roll me an investigation.
I am not good at those.
Welcome to the club. Oh,
Ooh. Um.
Passive is 10, but then again, am angry bird.
Okay. Serene will be looking alongside Quincy, I think, for a store selling the requisite materials for enchanting an item, as well as a base staff as pretty as possible to use as a base for the enchantment. Unless you would say that we can enchant it into something else.
You can. You can enchant it into anything. Any item. Birdsong, you do find a tea shop.
Ooh. Was not expecting that with my 2.
With your passive, you are able to find one.
Yeah. Do I need to roll for it,
Uh,
or does the 22 cover
the
the 22 passive cover?
yeah, that'll definitely cover it. Eisen, you do find a small a small blacksmith that says that looks like they may have magical items in them as well.
all right.
And Quincy and Serene, you guys are able to find 5 or 6 different shops that sell magical magical regions and magical studies gear items.
Oh, perfect.
So, Eisen, as you
Well,
kind of walk into this shop, a short, stout man looks up and goes, "Aye, what can I get for you today?"
Well, I'm looking for a replacement bow and potentially something more useful in the melee region.
Useful melee, you say, and a replacement bow. What kind are you looking for?
Well, I don't know. It's definitely something that helps in hitting something magical. We ran into something I couldn't really do much against.
Ah, found run into something that is resistant, huh? Well,
Yeah.
I have a few things, but I'm not sure if you can afford them.
All right. Well, I may as well see what you got.
Well, he kind of reaches down and he pulls up this quiver of arrows and sets it on the table. Now I don't have any magical bows, but I do have these magical arrows.
All right. The arrows are the magic part, or the quiver?
The arrows. Quiver's just your
Okay.
standard quiver.
What do these arrows look like?
They look exactly like the arrows you have in your quiver.
You sure that's magical? It
They're
looks.
doppelganger arrows. Leave!
I'm certain. These are 100% magical arrows.
Is there any way for you to possibly show me that they are compared to mine? And I pulled my arrow out and compare it.
Well, if I showed you that they're magical, they wouldn't be magical anymore. They're kind of
What?
single use.
Oh, then.
I know they packed.
mm,
I know the last shipment that I got in. They packed a slightly stronger punch than your basic arrows.
mm, uh, I I think I'm all right then. Do you have any kind of like I don't know short swords or something?
None that are really magical, unfortunately.
Well, thank you for your time, anyways. Go ahead and leave. Nope. Eisen's just straight up nope. I'm not using arrows that are one use.
All right. Birdsong. As you kind of walk into this tea shop, as you open the door, a little bell dings, and standing there wearing robes almost the exact same as yours is a young what looks like a half elf girl. Kind of bows and looks and goes, "Welcome. What can I get for you today?"
Kind of returning the bow to her and trying to get back to a normal heartbeat and blood pressure. um, I'm going to begin with uh, duplicating everything I say in sign language at the beginning because eventually I'm going to hit a point where I can't sign as well. But I'm going to repeat back her welcome. So welcome, and then fall into Grandmaster Zito's voice of, I think tea would be a wonderful thing to have at this moment. And after that, I have to go to sign language, so I'm going to have to begin to sign with that I am looking for a teapot and your selection. And I'm really hoping she picks up on sign language, otherwise this is going to be real difficult.
She looks up at you and watches you. Ah, a teapot, and what kind of tea would you like? We have a wide variety.
Now, I, the player, do not know much about tea. I am mildly using this as a prop for my character.
Any questions you want to ask me.
Yeah, same.
Bartender, hit me with your calmest of teas. As well as
So,
anything that would be more of a travel tea that kind of reduces
Okay, if you
physical
want
pain and exhaustion.
if you want actual tea that is calming, that you can take any black or green tea. It's more about the brewing that would make the difference, and
mhm.
the times you leave it stewing, or whatever the English word is. That would make the difference between calming and exhilarating. But more
Bartender,
for
hit me with your blackest and your greenest of teas.
She pulls out a
Uh,
few different selections. She also pulls out a chamomile tea.
Michael, I'm gonna send you a website that is fantastic, and that's a good way to get an idea of what teas are good. It's called Adagio.
Bellissimo.
I still think that everything else is just hot leaf juice if it doesn't have actual tea leaves in it.
Yeah, that Adagio has a fantastic selection of loose leaf tea.
Yes. She sets a pot on it, a pot of water, and looks and goes, "We have a variety of tea, of calming teas. We have a darker tea, a green tea, chamomile."
Oh, I'm sorry. When I said tea shop, I meant somewhere that I could buy a teapot and teas to take with me, although I would not go against having a cup at this moment.
Okay.
Is that also
Uh,
possible, or is this more
Yes.
of a to
Yes.
sit down and have a drink of tea place?
It's
If
both.
you look through the teaware section, you can see what the different teapots are and the more traditional teapots. Just for reference. I'm not telling you to buy teapots.
Well, I mean, honestly, I probably should. I don't know why tea tastes weird to me.
I love tea.
But she looks and goes, "We do sell all of these, and we sell others." And she sets a small bottle on the thing. This this here is our specialty. It allows you to rest without sleeping.
Um,
Take your entire stock.
so I apologize. Normally, I'm all for the role play, but right now I don't know why I can't focus on how to role play out all of this. I guess and bottom set. What I would like to do is I'd like to buy a tea set so that I can make tea further on. Um, and then several instances of tea. I don't know how much that would cost at this point. Like for the ability to make tea on the road.
She will, as you as you use sign language to kind of explain, she looks and she nods, and you can see she kind of reaches over and she goes, we have this pot, a very basic pot, a nicer medium pot, and then a very ornate pot. And the ornate pot, the ornate teapot is designed in the way of the Xiaoling Temple.
Well, let's get a little piece of home, shall we? So I'll sign language. If it pleases you, I would like to purchase this teapot.
And how much tea would you like? How many cups of tea do you want to make?
Could I purchase something that's like, say, 30 cups of tea? Like, let's just say 30 cups of tea.
Yes.
Is that a lot? I don't know. I, the player, do not know how much is a lot of tea.
Depends on how much you drink it. If you drink multiple cups a day, not really.
Yeah, that's really not.
Well, if you're purchasing 30 cups worth of loose leaf tea, then that would be. Have you ever seen like one of those little lunch baggies? It would be about
Yeah,
that size, more or less.
like 100, 200 grams perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. On this website you sent me, how much is a box of tea in terms of. It's not telling me how many servings a box. Oh, makes 6 12-ounce cups.
The loose leaf they sell by the bag, not by the box.
Yes. But
Drat.
yes, you can get it. She kind of sets aside and, do you want green or black tea?
You know what? I would like to walk away with a fairly sizable amount of tea, so I'm going to say about 100 units of tea. However much a dose of tea is, 100 units of it. That's a nice round number.
Okay. She kind of reaches down, pulls out a few more bags, and sets it on. She looks and goes, okay, that's 25 gold for the teapot, and then 10 gold for 50 of the green and 50 of the black tea, so 45 gold in total.
Okay. So, in terms of shopping, that is confirmed, and I'm going to take my 45 off at the moment. So that's a teapot and 100 thing of
Yeah,
tea.
50 green tea, 50 black tea.
Okay.
Would you like any of the specialties?
Uh,
Bayek and I over here screaming internally.
Yeah.
it interests me greatly, this specialty. May I ask about its specifics and price?
It is a when mixed with water and steeped for the full duration. It allows you to stay awake during the time that you would normally sleep. Though too many uses in a row seem to cause terror.
What could go wrong? Psychosis mixed with the realm of warp travel.
Guys, let's go save the multiverse, guys. It's gonna be fine.
Uh, have any of you ever accidentally caused a rift in time?
As she
All the time.
explains,
Hey kids, you want to see Cthulhu's face?
she also explains that it is 15 gold per dose.
15 gold per dose. Okay, let me do some mental math here real quick. Drat. Yeah, I'll take your entire stock. Here, let's see. What is 15 each?
Yes.
Forgive the impropriety, my lady. Or whatever the appropriate title, because if she looks like she's also a monk of Xiling Temple, the appropriate mode of address might be sister.
It is.
Forgive the impropriety, sister. Would it be possible to bother you for 40 doses of this tea?
God damn.
Awesome.
None of you know any of this, by the way.
No, we don't know that in character, but
She kind of,
That song's going to seem strangely hyper the next few days.
she looks
well,
down
if
and kind
yeah.
of shuffles a few
Guys,
things
want to
around.
go fight a dragon? Let's go fight a dragon.
Yes, we have that much in, and she will kind of pull up a small box, and inside you can see is 40 doses of whatever this tea mixture is.
I'm going to give her all of the platinum I have, which is 50 platinum for a 500 gold piece value. And then I'm also going to throw on 100 gold on top of that.
Okay.
And pay her in as direct and kind a way as possible.
Okay, and you may add 40 potions of restful watch to your character sheet.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so I need to do this correctly. Okay. Potion of restful watch. Got it. 40. And I need to figure out a way to add tea. Because I have paper, so I can't add paper and reflavor it.
You can just put it in your other possessions.
Oh, I was keeping track of weight. Do you not mind?
The weight of the tea is negligible, maybe a pound in total.
Awesome.
Don't
In
ask
that
Eisen to
case-
carry it then.
The teapot does weigh 5 pounds.
Okay. I will update that. 100 units. Well,
50 green, 50 black.
Units of black tea. 50 units of green tea. And you said the teapot was 5.
Yep.
Boom, got it. Awesome. Thanking her very much, and just because of the sheer volume of this, I'm assuming that I'm going to have to kind of have the teapot kind of wrapped in cloth and to the side. No, well,
She
I mean, the
wraps
script
it.
is large enough. I can fit everything in my bag, but my bag is now noticeably larger.
I was gonna say she does wrap up the pot and sets it on top of the of the special teas and kind of slides the box over to you. Just giving you a box with all the potions in it,
Mm-hmm.
so that way you have something to carry them and you don't run the risk of smashing everything if something happens.
Oh, are they're potions, not tea?
They're tea. They're not the tea. They're not TT, but they're each individually in a small glass vial.
So it's like I add to the tea then, like a
Yes.
liquid additive. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Or it's leaves, but you just add the leaves to the water for the
Oh,
potion.
okay. I was worried that if like I get hit really hard, it's going to smash, and my 40 potions are going to go everywhere.
No, just each potion has been individually placed out so that way you know exactly how much it is for one potion, and you don't take multiple potions. You don't take multiple doses at once.
Yeah, that'd be bad. Can
Who's
you
ready
say
to
Ready to
OD?
methamphetamines?
Yes.
Sign language a little bit more. Thank you very much, sister, for offering a small bit of home.
She will bow and go. You are always welcome here, sister.
And I'm gonna go see if I can go find everyone else.
As you come out, you run into kind of almost walk right into Eisen as he's heading, trying to find Quincy and Serene.
Hello, Eisen.
Hello. Do I see the box?
I
You
mean, my bag is noticeably large.
Are you putting it all in your bag, or are you going to take the box?
I mean, I'm slipping it into my bag before I leave. I'm not trying to hide anything. It's just a lot easier to carry it if it's in the bag.
Okay.
I'm not walking out smuggling tea that I legally purchased.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying because she actually gave you a box that had everything in it, so you didn't
Yeah,
have
and
to
I'm,
fill
I'm
your
just
bag up.
putting that box in the bag.
Oh, okay.
I have
Seems
like
your
an
shopping-
over the shoulder kind of script, I guess.
Seems your shopping was a bit more productive.
Bit more productive. Kind of nodding along.
It maybe takes you guys a minute before you guys kind of walk into. You guys can see Serene and Quincy in one of the shops.
Oh,
One
there
must
they are.
stay calm to reach peace. Anger blocks one from viewing the true path.
Yes.
You
Now,
seem calmed down. Good.
and now to rewind just a few minutes, Quincy and Serene, you come across a set of probably 5 or 6 different shops that sell everything from alchemical reagents to your basic magical your study reagents to whatever you need. Which one would you like to go in?
Quincy will turn to Serene.
Um, well, I think the basic study reagents, your inks, you can buy them pretty much any shop, but I think for the other thing, it might be best if we look around through a few. Can Serene spot what he'd say seems the most likely to have the specific reagents that he thinks he would need for enchanting such a thing?
There is a actual enchanting reagent shop.
Well, I think, and Serene points to that, I think that should be our first stop.
All right
Um,
then.
I think it actually wouldn't hurt to stock up as much as we can.
Mhm.
We can buy some magic items readily enough, sure, but they might be more expensive. Plus, with our luck, I wouldn't want to request any commissions that we have to pay up front for.
Mm. That is a
Be
good
kind
point.
of hard to collect on. And I'd hate to lose so much money just through another accident.
Mm-hmm.
So as you walk in and you notice that it smells of reagents. It's kind of blistering to your nose a bit. But standing back behind the counter stands what looks like a older turtle, older turtle looking guy, and he looks up and goes, "Ah, new customers. What can I help you with today?"
Well,
Uh,
this is usually more your expertise. You know, haggling? But
oh yeah.
I'd say, how much do you have to pitch in? Do you need some money for the spell copying? So,
I have exactly 282 gold on me, friend. And
well,
50 platinum.
that's the more important part. Uh, do you want to go 650? I'll go 750.
Yeah, I can do that.
Just you'll need the extra 100 for the spell.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Pardon. Uh, we're looking for a few reagents for enchantments. Uh, I presume this is obviously the correct shop for that.
Ah, yes. What are you trying to enchant?
Uh, well, for the first project together, we were thinking of more of a item defensive in nature. Something simple to boost the wearer's protection and to allow them to cast, well, mage armor, shield, your basic abjuration spells. I've seen it on a few mages. We were just preferring it to be in a different form than a staff.
Ah, it's funny.
Hmm?
I just had somebody come in just a few days ago asking me the same questions.
Huh.
Isn't that
Curious.
very curious?
Now, you must understand, if you wish to create this, you're going to need at least one copy of each of those spells in as a scroll.
Ah, that is good to know. Thank you.
But they bought a bunch of the reagents for it. Even though I kind of have that already. Yes, it does normally come in a staff, but I have it right now
Oh, well.
in the
Hmm.
form
Ring.
of this, and he kind of sets a small metal bracelet on the table.
Well, a bracelet's not bad. I was thinking more a ring, but that's.
A
Excuse me.
bracelet.
How much were you thinking of charging for that?
I would like to get 1,600 for it.
Hmm. Not too bad a price though. Uh, I
Guess
think
what?
that
I don't have
might be.
prepared.
Yeah, and guess what would be a bad idea to cast in a magic shop? Because
Oh,
I
yeah,
think you
true.
would know that.
Okay.
Well, You know, the guy who enchants items himself. Tis you.
Just kind of casually cast the store value.
Yeah. If it works on magic items at all.
I don't know if it does. But
Well,
no,
all right. In that case, that is, I feel, a bit more than your average. Well, the reagents would cost an average. Would there be anything possible? Any possible discount be any discount possible with the price, by chance?
There
I'm
is.
afraid. Ah,
There is a 5% discount per ring you have from the academy.
oh, I think that might be. Could you hold on to that for us? Uh, I think that might be something better discussed tomorrow.
do you accept trades?
I do, but I mostly deal in magic.
He reaches up and taps on the circlet that he's wearing.
Oh,
Does this
uh,
interest you?
Quincy, Quincy, don't. That might be a bit more important.
Okay.
The circlet
So-
is nice, but he kind of motions one of his hands over towards a a small shelf. I have 6 of them over there.
That would explain how she knew.
Well, and regarding that, um, you seem to be the obvious expert in this sort of thing. Would there be something that we could do to make it a less obvious item, not as easily caught by the eye? Just if we find ourselves in unfriendlier yet still knowing parts.
I could always wear it as a collar.
It is
Would
you
actually laugh out at that as well.
you
You know,
are
I
able
paid
to
some money to
transfer.
see that.
Yes. You are able to transfer the spell from one item to another. It is not entirely foolproof.
Mm.
I have seen I've seen people lose their life's work trying to move them from one item to another.
Well, I think it might still be worth a chance, Quincy. I think if we
It's
work
something
together
that I will
carefully on
look
it.
into, but that's not a priority.
Yes, but I would still like to know, what would we need for that?
You would need both items, so in your case, the circlet and whatever you wish to transfer it into. Like if you wanted to transfer it into this, and he kind of mentions down at the bracelet, into this, it is possible. The risk of it failing is higher because this already has a magical item. But if you put it in, say, a ring that has nothing, the chances of it failing are smaller.
All right. But other than that, just the magics you used to work it.
Yes, and usually about a hundred gold or so worth of diamond dust.
Um, Actually, Quincy, would you be opposed to us coming back for the stuff tomorrow when we might have
Mm-hmm.
the
I'm
ability
not at
for a
all.
discount?
Not at
Um,
all.
then for now, I would just take, if you have it on hand, the 100
Yeah.
diamond gold worth of diamond dust.
Yes, no problem. He kind of reaches down and you can hear him kind of scooping something and then pulls it up and he kind of sets it on a small scale and watches it as it measures out and sets it down. Here you go. 100 gold, please.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
I'll serenely hand over the 100. Just out of curiosity, if should we decide otherwise, would you still have the requisite materials for us to try to craft the stuff directly?
I do. It will run you. It will run you about 1,200 for all the reagents, plus the spell scrolls, which I do not sell.
Well, oh yeah, meta talk. How difficult would it be for us to scribe those spell scrolls? Since they're two level 1 spells, is it the Xanathar's Guide of 25 gold to
Yes.
scribe them? Quincy, I think we might be better. Is there I presume there's no discount on those for
There is not.
looking at Quincy. It's a lot of money saved.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And your time and effort.
Well,
Otherwise, you can get a 10% off if you have. You get 5% off per level ring you have.
mm,
Oh Lord!
Mm.
I huh?
Tassel strolls in with a level 6 ring. Bow before me,
Oh,
peasants.
5% per level ring you have.
Yes.
So if we walk in with 2 second level or rings of the second circle,
You
we
get
get
a 10.
20
You get a 10% off.
Yep.
He will.
each. Oh no, per level ring you have. So the
Yes.
highest level you have.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, Quincy, that's a good offer. But if we're willing to put in the time together, it might still be better for us. That's a couple of 100 gold saved.
No, no, I totally agree.
And we can afford it now. Who knows where we'll be tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go for it.
Yep.
Okay, first of all, heck you.
I mean,
Second of all, I was
You're a
war
war
wizard.
wizard!
You're a war
I'm a
wizard.
war wizard.
You can.
Shut your snout! I'm gonna be making you tea later.
You can either wait till tomorrow and see what kind of discount you get, or you could buy everything today.
Well,
It's going to cost you 13.50 for everything today.
for everything?
To buy
thought
all
it
the
was-
it's 1,200 plus you're
Yeah.
gonna need the base item.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's still much cheaper.
Actually, it's only like 50 gold cheaper to
Mm.
make it yourself.
Well, if you
It's
depends
cheaper.
on what it's 1250 versus yeah, it's 1250 versus 1600 now, and with a 10% discount, but it's 1460. But that's to be fair, that's only 200 gold if you're going to require a 50 gold plus base item.
It's cheaper.
You know what, Quincy? I think we'll work on something different tonight, and if it comes up, we can still buy the components tomorrow.
Okay.
Because if you're going to be requiring like a more expensive base item than just a normal ring or bracelet.
Yes.
I don't require a. Okay.
Okay. And just out of my curiosity, what sort of check is it to transfer an item?
To
Arcana?
It is an Arcana check.
Okay. Then Serene just is fine with his 100 gold worth of diamond dust.
Okay.
Yeah, if we need something more expensive to transfer it into, then it really isn't worth it.
Yeah. But yes. About the time you start walking out, Eisen and Birdsong kind of walk into the shop. Are kind of walking into the shop, so you guys kind of meet right at the doorway.
Mm.
Oh, hi. There
Ah,
you are.
hey, you guys found what you were looking for?
No, they just wanted to give me like one-time use things. That's no.
You know, we have a few things planned to do on our own, but after that, if there's something specific you were talking about, a magical bow, I probably need something to carve. We'd probably need something to carve the runes into them and to the materials to enchant, but depending if you provide those, I think Wincy and I wouldn't mind trying to make something for you once we're done with our thing.
Hmm. Does this shop seem to do the enchanting already? Could save some time.
Uh, yes, but leading into Whisper, I don't think it would be the smartest idea to commission something from a place if they ask for payment in advance. Good chance we just end up some other godforsaken plane and you're out of your money.
Fair point. Yeah.
You
I,
can
I,
hear from the behind the counter. Would you please either step in or step out? So
sorry.
I do not wish
We'll
for
be
all
out.
the reagents to blow all over.
Oh, apologies. I
Thank you.
thought we were outside already.
No, you guys met in the doorway.
Yep, time to step outside.
Yeah, Serene, you're letting the magic out.
Yep. Hey, everybody knows that if the magic smoke is gone, it stops function. Everything stops functioning.
Well, any ideas of what we should study for this test?
Uh, I think we can head back to the tower and take care of the rest in the morning, but I'm unsure what will be on the test. I just will be trying my own ways to prepare for it.
You don't happen to have any kind of magic for beginners or like pop-up book or something
Ah,
for someone that doesn't understand it?
Magic for Beginners, the pop-up book.
Magic and You, an introduction to spellcasting.
Basic
Uh,
magic for dummies. Basics
I
of
yeah.
magics for dummies.
See spot in can't. In can't and can't and can't.
I don't think I have those on me. They were provided at where we studied our basics.
Well, I guess
It's
I'm just
it's
winging it.
that, or well, it is a mage's tower. There ought to be some entry level things you can do. Not sure how much good it would do you in such little time.
This seems like it's some sort of before you like entry level stuff. So learning some things now probably it will actually make it harder for me in the long run. It'll make it look like I improved more if I don't know anything.
True as well. True as well.
That's my plan. I walk in and I aim for mediocre. That way, when I do something even moderately okay, it's exceptional.
I'm in this picture and I don't like it.
I have a plan.
Arthur, I have a plan. I just need 4.3 million books on magical theory.
Yes, so as you get back, you can hear. As you start to walk back, you can hear a bell chime as it's getting close to what would be the time that she told you for dinner.
Ah, good.
Birdsong's actually going to say that in her voice. Dinner is at 7.
Ah, yeah. Yes, it's.
Aizen would be actually kind of surprised that Birdsong, for all of the amount that she seemed to hate the person, she would actually speak in that other person's voice.
Yeah.
Are you saying that, or just player to player?
Just like look at Birdsong, quite surprised. Like, I thought you hated her.
She get as you get close, you can see that there's a few small buildings set up for small eateries. One has a sign, teachers only. The other says students, and one says guests and applicants.
Well, I think
Yes,
where
that
we're
does.
heading. You know, I'm actually glad that it's dinner time already. I don't know why, but getting healed always makes me fatigued and famished.
Jesus. I'm always
Pecking
hungry,
order.
so you know how it feels.
Yeah.
As you enter the guests and applicants uh, location, you can see that even though you haven't really seen anyone else today, there's probably a good 20 or 30 people in here sitting eating.
Hmm.
There is a table off to the right that is looks like all five everyone could sit at.
Quincy's already sitting there.
Yeah, Serene was about to nudge Quincy in the side and point to it and just looks to the side. He sees him already dashing over there.
Food, 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 food.
Quincy uses the second level spell Locate Nourishment. With
But
the bonus action optional, teleport 100 feet closer to nourishment.
Listen, he's very food motivated.
Serene Tug sidles over to Eisen. But you listener, or listen, if you're still interested, there's nothing to say that she couldn't learn a bit of introductory magic with the right amount of study. And well, if not, there's always items if there's something specific you're looking for.
Well, I've always pictured people with magic to be, well, intelligent, and not to say that I wasn't the brightest bulb in the group, but I kind of know my limits.
Well, if you think so.
Are you trying to be quiet about this, or are you just talking normally?
Um, this is
Pretty
more,
quiet about it.
yeah, this is more quiet conversation between two people. Serene leaning over and whispering it to him,
Yeah,
especially
Birdsong's already sitting next to Quincy.
because Serene doesn't want to embarrass Eisen about this in this place. But yeah, other than that, Serene just goes to take his food.
Okay. A few minutes later, they bring you out, bring you out each out a plate of food. It's not what you would call high quality, but it's not low quality. It's a decent meal. Meat, potatoes, and what
Birdsong
looks
picking the meat out of mine and putting it on Quincy's bowl.
Quincy's just snapping up everything that you put in his bowl. Like, he's not a frog, but boy howdy is.
well, it's on a plate with the meat separated from the vegetables and the potatoes.
Birdsong just
Player
lightly
bowl, he's
taps
got
on
his
Quincy's
face
foot
right
to.
over his.
Birdsong just lightly taps Quincy's foot to open the jaw and shovels it in.
I mean, yeah, you can do it like that. He's got his face pretty much over his plate, just snapping everything up. And this is gonna look weird because he's in human form.
Yeah, and Quincy, you don't snout right now.
Hmm?
Remember
He
what I
looks over,
said
his
about
cheeks are just completely puffed out. He's got all his food in his mouth. What are you talking about?
remember when we were talking about easy way for people to tell that neither one of us behave perfectly human. This is it.
I need
Oh.
everyone
of
to
it.
give me a perception check.
Oh boy, what have I done?
Oh, natural 20 again.
Ooh, that's a good roll.
Passive 15.
The one
But
has the
13
highest
not.
bonus.
As you
I'm
kind
going
of
to be getting observant here eventually, and that passive is going to be 20, and then all of you shall bow to the power of Birdsong.
but yes, as you look around, you
Read all
can
your lips.
see there's a few people staring over at you, Quincy, kind of wondering how is this human devouring the food this quick.
He kind of
Magic.
swallows the entire mouthful, straightens up, and excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm just a very high metabolism. You know how it goes, right?
Also know how it goes. Suri makes a point to talk like, do you remember how we talked about, manners when outside the village? It's all right that your parents weren't that insistent, but it's really bad form to do it. Well, now that you have cutlery.
We grew up very poor.
Most of them kind
He's
of
just tugging at the collar.
most of them kind of just shake their head and go back. But
Serene death glaring at the others.
there is one that kind of just keeps looking, kind of shakes his head a bit. You can see he's kind of turns his head. It looks like a tabaxi looking at you. Ow.
Have we seen this tabaxi before?
You have. It was the same one you seen earlier.
Ah, yes, the one that was running around.
Yes.
Yep.
Michael, me and Bayak are gonna kill you.
Yeah. As soon as borders open up, watch yourself.
But yeah, you can see this Egyptian Mao is
think
kind
the
of
ocean
walking over
protects
to you. He looks at you and goes, "I seen you today. I hope your test went good."
Uh, thank you. I hope yours went well too. uh,
Well, either way, it's nice to make your acquaintance.
It is. He kind of leans in close to Quincy and Serene and goes, "Don't try and use magic tomorrow. It won't work."
mm?
And kind of stands back up and pat you both on the back. I wish you the best of luck tomorrow, and kind of walks off.
Well, nice of him to tell if he's. Does he seem sincere in his trying to help us? And what way did he look at Quincy? More of in a what is he doing kind of way, or a look of recognition?
A look of questioning and inquisitive.
Did he seem genuine about his tip, or is it
Yes.
an okay?
I was about to say, can I roll insight? But yeah.
Or
You can
another
roll an insight if you want.
trying to throw us off.
Okay, 1 second.
He seems
You
very.
dare roll an insight against?
He seems very, very truthworthy.
I think he's being sincere.
Well, you're usually better at telling. There goes plan A. I just wonder if. Well, today they didn't want spells, but other effects they accepted. I'm just curious. Nervous.
I wouldn't worry too much. I can handle myself on a test at least.
Yeah.
Well, that makes two of us. I just continue eating.
Okay. As you finish
So he
eating,
chuckles at his food.
it takes you about an hour, so it's about 8 o'clock or so. You hear the bells in the bell tower coming from the city, chiming 8 times. What would you like to do?
You seem tired already, Quincy.
It's been a long day.
Well, looking towards the others. I don't think we have anything else planned, do we?
I think I would like a cup of tea.
A cup of tea before bed actually would be a perfect idea.
Yes. Doesn't
Yes,
sound bad.
Kind of hearing people be interested in that, her expression brightens and her beak kind of slightly opens up, and I guess I'm going to go get my teapot and find a nice, comfortable location for everyone to sit down.
I think before Birdsong heads off, Birdsong, I think we might want to go inside first, though. They're closing down the
Mhm.
gate in a few minutes.
But you.
In the courtyard here, the entrance, there is a small fire pit. I screwed up and forgot to put a small fire pit in on the map, but so where's my
So, hey, Serene learned a new trick.
Wait, that's my trick.
I told you our magics were similar. Shouldn't have shown that around me too often. How do I? Thank you.
Your class features got yoinked.
but there is
Done been yoinked.
there is a small fire pit set up right there, and it is burning.
Then I guess I'm kind of moving
Oops.
over, and Quincy immediately jumps into the flame.
I don't want to live in these cruel worlds anymore.
Stop being a Zumro and jumping into every circle.
Link the flame, Ashen One.
I just want to see what happens when Zamro encounters a sphere of destruction.
Oh God.
And I'm setting out my teapot. I guess I have to get water somewhere, but if we're gonna have ourselves a little bit of a tea ceremony, I'm making tea for everyone, and I'm going to make Black tea. That sounds good. Says the person that knows nothing about tea.
So black tea is more has more caffeine in it than anything else. I would actually go with the green tea.
Green tea. Says the person who doesn't know anything about green tea. I'm making green tea.
Roll me a
I'm
wisdom check.
Sure.
As you said everything out, you do remember everything from that you were taught back in the temple about how to properly make tea and how to do a proper tea ceremony.
Oh yeah, I'm going through the full. I mean, I'm doing the full tea ceremony as only a Kenku can, completely and utterly duplicating the person I've seen do it. I as the teapot boils and it begins to steep, setting out cups, and once it hits the appropriate points, pouring in a very specified, very controlled manner so that every teacup is filled appropriately and presenting the tea to each person. But with a smile. Because I like tea.
Yeah, this is very much appreciated.
Yeah.
Perfect way to cap off a day.
Let's
Eisen,
just
while
hope that we're still here in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
while holding the cup in one hand, the other hand he'll be he'll be switching out the cards in his sleeve to be pocket aces, just in case he ever comes across anybody who wanted to gamble along with him.
I'm going to picture Eisen as looking like Gambit from now on.
Eisen, would you say that your fate is at all twisted?
Yeah, so
With this group, probably.
you have a
What a shame. I hope nothing happens in the terms of graves.
you have a very nice tea ceremony. And about the time you finish, you can see a couple of the golems come to life and kind of start pushing the heavy iron doors closed and standing and taking a stand in front of them.
Well,
Well, I guess
I
that's our
think
cue.
that's our cue.
Yep. Going to very gently hand Birdsong back her cup because he's a big guy. He don't want to accidentally break it. He might be scrawny, but he's still fucking tall.
Yeah. Serene does the same. Thank you, that was.
Eisen kind of
quite
walking
relaxed.
away for a moment and then realizing he hasn't gave it back and doubling back, handing it, and then going on to back to bed.
I'll stay a little bit, extinguish the fire, make sure everything is cleaned and put back, put back the way it should be before kind of making my way downtown.
Walking fast, faces past the
Faces
yellow bag.
past.
As you go to extinguish the fires and you kind of put the water on it, the flames die out for a second and then come back to life.
So I just, for the mental image of this, Birdsong is kind of whatever our water source for the tea was. I kind of just am trying to get rid of the flame a little bit and make sure everything's okay. It kind of settles down, but then roars back up, and Birdsong just kind of looks down at the flame a little bit, and then kind of up at the iron golems closing the door, and you can see the gears in her head go, "Yeah, that's about right."
I'm sorry, I got the image of Birdsong kind of like trying to stomp the fire out like a secretary bird on a snake.
So, you're all able to get a nice long rest and wake up at level 4.
Awesome.
Heck yeah.
Then
All right.
then the first thing but happens as Serene comes to consciousness, still lying in bed, and instinctively, Quincy, you hear him say in your mind, which I don't know if you'd noticed that it was in your mind. What time is it? Are we supposed to get up yet? Are you up yet, Quincy?
Quincy, roll
I
me an
have no.
intelligence save.
Okay, but also real quick, don't you mean level 5?
No, you guys. No, you just hit level 4. Everything that you were doing up to this was only at level 3 still.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the level 4 we were meant to prepare it so that we had it during the session.
Okay. I was confused. So
We've
you
had
said
our
wisdom?
first level up, but what about second level ups?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. is
intelligence.
what it was.
One sec.
Save. And it was a save, so it's +6 just instead of +1.
Yep.
Okay, one sec. Where's my save? There it is.
We've had our first level up. What about our second level up? How do you know
Okay.
about those, Quincy?
You don't get that at advantage, do you?
Nope.
Quincy,
That
you
was
go
just a
from
misclick.
sleeping to on the floor jumping out of your bed as you hear Serene's voice in your head for the first time.
Oh, I imagine he's completely tangled up in his blankets too, so he's just like in a cocoon halfway off his bed, like Serene. Could you not
Could I not what? I just
wake me up
asked.
like that?
Sorry, I just asked what time it was. He's still in his bed.
I have no idea.
Serene, roll me an intelligence save.
18.
You kind of open your eyes and you realize you can hear Quincy though. You can't see Quincy.
Wait, what? Doing a double take while still lying in his bed before shooting up straight. Then just starts to talk. Quincy, what was that? Which you wouldn't hear.
He's just laying there. He is not moving, and he is just very lowly grumbling. That was the worst way to wake up.
Yes.
Okay, I presume Serene would spend some time and realize then then try it consciously. Sorry, Quincy, can you hear me?
Yes. I thought that the walls were paper thin, and I could just hear you through the walls.
Oh, this is interesting. Serene is at a bit of a loss what to say or how to explain.
Welcome
why are you deleting it? It was a good
telepathy.
joke.
About this time, everyone can hear a knock on their door.
Yes.
Stretch and get up.
I don't know how much you want to run, but if I've done my daily ritual, then maybe everyone was waking up because I was ringing a bell in my room. My morning prayers and workout, but I'll reach over and open my door.
You can see the same instructor from yesterday as she's walking down the hall and knocking on all the doors, waking
I
everyone
do not
up.
say good morning. I give her a morning bow, but I do not say good morning
She
because
nods,
I am petty.
and you can hear her as she's walking. Wake up! Test is in half an hour.
No. Beautiful.
Same room as before. And then she kind of disappears down around in what can only seem off back to the other room, and then you see a bunch of people start walking out groggy headed. A couple of them look like they haven't slept all night.
I don't know if Quincy's gonna remember or not whether to put on the circlet before he leaves his room, because he doesn't sleep in the circlet.
I mean, if he doesn't, Serene will immediately push him back into his room.
Okay, then. Yeah, he's got the circlet on.
No, Shireen, we don't have time for that. We got a test in 30 minutes. Come on.
I'm telling you, it's
I
funny.
am
but
so sorry, but at the same time, I am not sorry at all.
It is still funny, but at the same time, still, as soon as the borders are open again.
Mm.
Hey, it's a win-win for me.
Yes, but as you all start to file in, you can see that in the room that you were in yesterday is it's no longer a empty space, but what looks like rows upon rows of desks. So if you would enter and place yourselves, would you like to be beside each other or away from each other?
Hmm.
I was gonna avoid the
I,
temptation.
as a player, when I take tests, prefer actually to be alone. I actually have an accommodation called Time and a Half where I get to sit alone and have extra time on my tests. Quincy, I'm not sure, would probably actually prefer being near his friends.
The player, blackout panic regardless of the conditions.
Look, Quincy, if you need your
Eisen, on
emotional
the other
support
hand-
bird song, I'm here for you.
I need my emotional
Technically,
support,
Quincy
Secretary
is-
Bird.
I was about to say Quincy is technically his own emotional support dog.
Oh my god, he is.
Eisen would like to actually be far away from everyone because he has sort of a habit of looking at other up, and
Of course he does.
yeah. So, well, it's part of gambling is trying to take sneak peeks of someone's cards. So,
You
I
are
can-
Gambit.
I can assure you that it's not a part of gambling to do that. It's a part of cheating at gambling to do that.
he might be a known cheat. So,
As you all take your seats, trying to Eisen kind of taking a seat far away from all your friends, you notice that the rest of the group that is taking the test with you has entered. There's a good 8 other people that come in. As you all look around, you can see it's a makeshift of people, but about 5 minutes later, instructor. Oh my lord, my brain just flat out said no remembering. Instructor Finrova looks up and goes, "Okay, that's everyone." And she kind of flicks her hand, and the 2 doors on the room close, and you can all hear an audible click.
Mm.
Well, interesting.
She then looks around and goes, "Okay, the 12 of you are under my charge for this test."
Oh, and one thing, in the morning, after getting up, after stopping panicking about it, Serene would have, just as a matter whether he's going to use it or not, given himself, via fortune's favor, 1 luck point.
Okay,
Do luck points count as magic?
yes.
Would Serene know that?
Roll me a Arcana check.
I'd rather save the luck for. I'll not do it and rather save the luck for test.
As the doors close, she looks up and you can see Instructor Renault has actually pulled out a small wand. And she starts waving it through the air, making what seem like random motions. Those of you with proficiency in Arcana can make an Arcana check.
Okie
I
dokie.
believe I am. No, I have a 0 in Arcana actually.
That is me as well.
Here goes me wasting my luck. 19.
Quincy, you recognize it, but you can't seem to remember. Serene, you know that she's working on casting on a spell to create an anti-magic zone.
Ooh. Fancy.
And a few seconds
Serene-
later, go ahead.
Okay, Serene visibly relaxes because now her recognizing Quincy seems far less out of the blue if she casts 8th level spells.
Yes. And a couple seconds later, Quincy, you kind of looking down, waiting for the test. You see your hand start to go from human back into Knoll.
He will very, very quickly stand up in alarm, just like he doesn't know what to do, so he's just cackling out of nervousness. Just like, oh no.
Well, that seems unfortunate.
Oh my god, is this going to turn into the Spies Like Us test scene?
As you do, as you finish, you can all feel any sort of connection to any magic you had just drain away.
You know what? Eisen's gonna, out of force of habit, try to create an echo. Does it
It
get
fails.
canceled?
It does not. You cannot create an echo.
Interesting. Okay.
My turn next. I try to meditate. Hey, guess what? Not magic.
Okay.
You know, that would mean that Cobalt Soul Monk could absolutely ace this test. Because their ability to enhance their Arcana checks is not magic.
Yep.
My class abilities aren't magic either.
They are.
They are?
They
Yeah.
are class abilities.
I mean, there's an argument that Hand of Healing and Hand of Harm could be classified as magic. It might not work, but hey, guess what, guys? I'm a lot calmer than all of you going into this test. Get wrecked.
Yes. She walks.
Quincy does like sit down.
Thank you. She kind of walks through, placing a piece of packet on each of your desks. And she comes back up and she looks and she pulls out a small, well, actually a rather large hourglass and takes it, sets it on the table. This is a 2-hour hourglass. You will have until the end of it to finish. She kind of grabs it, picks it up, and flips it.
Quincy's immediately nose to paper working.
Yeah, Serene the same, but before doing that, he glances around the room. Did we see going in either the, tabaxi from yesterday, that seemed to be an applicant as well, or post-applicant, or anybody else who changed?
No, everyone else looks normal.
I resent that comment, Saya.
Fucking normies.
Eisen just leans back in his chair and just. Is this a multiple choice test? Or...
It is. I need for.
Okay.
I need for Quincy and Serene to roll me intelligence checks. And I
Okie
need
dokie.
Birdsong and Eisen to roll me wisdom checks.
Wait, really?
Yes.
So I
What
take
shall-
it that didn't turn into a 14.
The most unrealistic part of this whole setting. I'm playing somebody who tests well.
Oh,
I'm
oh,
I'm just imagining, like, you know, everyone is like panicking about this test, and Serene is just, and just Birdsong is trying to answer with like philosophical things she's learned from the temple in perfect handwriting.
this isn't. This wasn't a.
Into the boxes of the multiple choice.
Yeah, this
And
wasn't
I'm
a.
loving that Eisen is running through the test looking for, forsooth, 5 kobolds approacheth you from the other side of the
Let
Undyne
the woman
Bridge.
speak.
Yeah, this wasn't a test of. This wasn't a check to see what your score was. This was to see how fast you'd finish.
Ah.
And Eisen's just gonna go ahead and straight up like fill in the bubbles to make like a smiley face.
Precious.
Just like, yup, I have no idea. Nope, nope.
Beautiful.
I don't understand that word. Okay, here you go.
I now need everyone to roll me a D100.
Okay.
Oh. I'm not too lucky on those.
You should sacrifice more.
Or am I? Oh, I sacrificed
Yeah!
my quote.
That
Oh,
is
if
your
this was based-
score that you get
Oh,
on
boy,
the
it-
test.
I was about to say, if this is based
Poor
on the
Quincy.
American scoring system, all of us failed except for Serene.
It's not a pass fail.
Fucking teachers Tifling.
Even if
Well, even
So-
based on the American scoring system, that still means that Serene is the only one who passed. Because for some reason, it's not a passing grade unless it's like a 60% or higher.
That's ridiculous. Also,
It really is.
Well, also, I don't know. I heard in America, getting an A is actually a regular thing, whilst over here they have like distributions with like 2 to 8% of people being adapted so that only 2 to 8% of people can get an A.
It's really, really dumb.
70% is passing, 90 and above is an A, and it's aimed for. A lot of people go for it. A lot of people get it.
That's
Yeah.
strange.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
there's the scores of the other 8.
wow, someone did really
on.
bad.
Get
Get
dunked
on
on
my
everyone.
level.
Hey, you're not bad. You're still top 5, Quincy.
Yeah, Quincy, you are top 5.
Eisen, you actually outdid some of the actual applicants.
Yes.
That's
After
because he was answering randomly. He was making smiley faces.
yes, as the timer runs out, you can see that all your papers not only automatically crawl back into the envelope, but Quincy, you notice that you're back as you look like a human again.
Oh, that's a relief.
How did
He
the
kind
other
of
students
pats at his
look?
face.
How did the other students look at him?
Most of the students didn't even care. They didn't seem to care. Only one looked at him with slight disgust. But he may have his own reasonings.
Yeah, Serene will still make a note of that guy.
Serene will remember that.
That guy also got a 9. But as you finish, as everyone leaves, she stops you four and says, "Please." And she kind of waves her hand, and all the desks disappear. "Please stand in a line."
Okay. Well,
Nope, right here
Sure.
is fine.
Oh, excuse me.
Are we saying line this way or
No,
line this way?
That's why, because Birdsong's in the way. This way.
Okay.
She looks up and down and goes. She looks at Serena and goes, "You've studied a lot. Good, good job."
Thank you. That means a lot coming from someone of your capabilities and your experience.
Yes. She looks at Quincy and goes, "You did fairly well, but you still needed a lot of work."
That absolutely tracks.
She looks at you guys and goes, "For not having any magic talent, any initial magic, you did fairly well." And Birdsong, you did
I'm
well,
still
I
grumpy.
guess. You did good, though I know this is not really your suit.
There are many paths to the peak of the mountain.
You all did. You all did well. And she pulls out a small box from inside her robes, and she walks up to you, Quincy, and she kind of opens the box and she hands you this small ring. And as you look at it, it's looks like it's a very nice platinum ring with a picture of the academy on it and 2 stars.
Thank you. And he very gently slips it onto his finger.
She walks up to Serena and goes, "You have a future here. Study
Thank you.
well, and maybe even at some point, maybe even sometime down the road, you could become an archmage."
That means a lot. It would be nice to have a place to return to, an anchor.
Yes. She walks up to you, Eisen.
Teacher's pet.
Oh, did Serene get a ring?
Yes, Serene got a ring as well. She walks up to you, Eisen, and she kind of, she closes the box that she has, kind of puts it in, pulls out a different one. She opens it up, and she hands you this platinum ring. And looks and goes, "With the right training, even you could get some. Even you could learn." And it's got a single star on it.
Oh.
So she hands me a single star ring.
Yes.
How much does that weigh?
It's negligible how much it weighs.
Oh,
In terms of
right.
kilograms, 0. In terms of emotional support, 0.
Oh. It marks it out as a person with magic.
Yes. What would you like to do with the ring?
I will attempt to slip it on.
Okay. As you slide it onto your ring, onto your hand, you feel something deep inside of you reach up and grab onto the ring. As if it was something reaching out to you.
Just stand there like, weird, feeling weird, and looking at the ring.
She nods.
Congratulations, you have a level in wizard.
Actually, that I will explain later.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
awesome. Oh, and by the way, Michael, I'm going to make the joke myself, so you don't. Not a peep about Serena and Quincy wearing matching rings.
Whatever could I joke about concerning that?
The thing is, Aizen doesn't have enough intelligence to cross class into wizard. So
Well, there's always an initiate.
We'll get to that here in a bit. She walks up to you, Birdsong, and
I'm just saying that I think Wrath knows a lovely person that could give you some books on it. They run a library somewhere.
Michael, we are going to play volleyball with you.
yes,
Do it, end my suffering.
she walks up to you, Birdsong. She pulls out a similar ring to the one she gave Eisen, and she hands it to you. What would you like to do?
I guess I kind of hold it in my hand, and I'm not disrespectful about it. I guess I kind of hold it in my hand. I appreciate the gift, I guess, as my body language is receptive, but I'm not putting it on just as of yet.
Yeah, does Birdsong prefer to put the rings on her leg?
That would be kind of rough to do.
Just because, tag a ring.
You could always wear it around your neck as a necklace.
That sounds like a threat. I'm gonna take this ring. I'm gonna put it around your neck.
And
Well, that will be a thing. Have a magic item, because magic items resize. Manufacture a very small, neck ring. Magic it up so that it expands to fit the size, and then just dispel magic.
I
I'm
was
sorry.
talking about
I'm-
putting it on a
I'm not
cord.
having. I'm sorry. I'm not having Birdsong immediately go for a choker.
yes, but as we look at Birdsong, she looks at the ring. I would like to thank everyone for stopping in today and watching. And with that, we'll see you next week.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you.